Hey girls, it's me, Penny, and welcome back to doing voice training on long drives because you're embarrassed. While this script is being written in 2024, it's now 2025 and I will actively start transitioning, and if I'm honest, I'm kind of embarrassed about it, so it's better to train in the car, and also on this channel, which I'm not doing in this video, but eventually I will. Despite my internalized shame, I did go on a walk today in a sick-ass outfit with this skirt, which I'll flash on screen right now, so, please appreciate the layering going on here. I have my Vivienne Westwood pearl necklace on, but, I'm going for a walk in the woods. I don't want to get mugged and have it on display. Hope you're doing well, and let's dive into it. Today, and the next video I upload, I'm going to be exclusively talking about being trans, from the perspective of someone who knows but isn't out yet. I guess starting at square one, it's probably best to go back to when I realised I was trans, which was last year. I'm 21, and while a lot of trans people know from a very young age, I spent a majority of my childhood having a bad one, so I never had the cognitive space to think about things like this. Now, this doesn't mean I didn't have many moments that should have made it really obvious, from always playing a girl in games, most of my friendships my entire life being girls, because I just didn't know how to interact with boys, stealing my sister's makeup. Oh, and that time I was at my friend's house and I just straight up said I wish I was. I'll paint the scene. You're in a dark living room with the fellas, your boys are on the couch, and you're on a fold-out chair bed next to them. A couple cold ones have been had, because you're British and 16, and keeping in line with the British theme, a cold doner kebab is now sitting on the floor in between games of Halo Reach Forge, or getting to round 10 on Kino, before that one friend just sabotages everyone else, even though you already packed and have jug. Like, dude, this could be a really good session, just play the fucking game. Anyway, god damn it, I wish you would just play seriously, but the teenage boy question of, bro, imagine if you were a girl for a day, comes up, and this was a long time ago, so my memory may be faulty, but I remember being like, damn, yeah, that would be cool. While everyone else was like, haha, imagine having tits, bro. There was also one time I was going shopping with a friend of mine who was a girl, and I just, on the entire bus journey there, I was like, yeah, I wish I could wear girl clothes, like, they're just so much better. You feel so much more I hit every red flag, but, well, not red flag, I hit every pink, blue, and white flag. Moments like this are funny to look back on in retrospect, because the irony of these things is insane, but the humour of them does conceal something much darker and horrifying. And this is where it's gonna get a little bit serious. For most of my life, something has been, or was, wrong. A lot happened to me, and that would explain it, quote-unquote, for the most part, and it did. But there was always something else that was just out of reach that I couldn't grab, but I always knew was there. There was always a weight, a hole I knew others didn't have, that I wanted to go away, but a part of me knew never would. No matter where I was, what I did, who I was with, I was always on a subconscious level kind of uncomfortable and out of place, like a tiger missing its stripes. With groups of friends deep down, I would feel like my presence there on some level was fraudulent, like a reverse Truman Show where the only one who knows the act is me, and everyone else is living life regularly. This wasn't at the front of my mind, like I wasn't actively sat there thinking of all these things, but it was always at play. If you asked me, I wouldn't have been able to tell you what I was hiding, who I was hiding, but deep down, I knew she was there. My presence never felt real. I don't think it ever was real. I think one of the parts about dysphoria is you stay with it so long you never recognize it until you do. Moments where I would stare in the mirror and slowly disappear, my eyes would go dark, and sometimes it would seem like my face rearranged in front of me into something I didn't recognize. I used to always hate looking into my own eyes because I never believed them. Occasionally, very occasionally, I would catch a glimpse of something bright, familiarity and a smile, or the way my eyes looked, but that felt more like the sun shining through the prison bars than it did enveloping light. I've spoke about it here before, but for most of my life I was fat, bordering on morbidly obese at certain points, and a part of me believed that once I lost weight, which I have, over 100 pounds in the past 2 years, I'd become more of myself, and as it slowly came true and my hard work became visible, it felt more like whatever I was burying was just closer to the surface now. The weight that I lost, the hole I dug myself out of, only brought me closer to what was hiding. This year I went through a family matter, and I won't get into it, but after that I had a dream that included me chasing someone through a mist-ridden maze, and at every dead end finding a different version of me. I've always had dreams with this theme. Ones of office jobs and walking into rooms and finding different versions of myself, and I always wondered why, but this time I knew. I couldn't ignore it anymore. That's what the trans experience was for me. It felt like walking through a thick fog, seeing the outline of her just walking out of sight with every corner that I turned. The act I played, trying to convince myself, dropping my voice when I spoke to older men, because this is how I was supposed to be a man. I didn't know how to talk to them, but I'm observant. I would just copy and proceed, so drop my voice, talk about work. The pain I felt when my leg hair started to grow, when my mum would make me have short hair, or when I had to face the changing rooms again. The horror of wanting to try something I knew or was told was wrong. Growing my hair out in school, the comments, or having gum thrown in my hair by other boys, but I'd rather that than have it short. Because of these experiences, the pressures put on me by others and by myself, I spent most of my life running. I dived into games, hobbies, interests. I changed my personality every 3 months, just anything that I could run to. And I always wondered why I was like that. Like, why is this constant drama a thing? Because I was just chasing anywhere where I could live a different life. Anything to keep me from myself, because I wasn't ready. This got to the point where I built up such an intense narrative of who I was supposed to be, a life that was lived purely because it was correct, quote unquote. I remember in school one time there was this kid and his father transitioned into his mother at like 40 years old or something like that, which, you know, looking back at now is insanely brave. To have like a whole life and so much experiences of one and finally being yourself is great, but he was bullied relentlessly for having a mum. That never sat well with me, and I never really understood why. And the one time I stuck up for him because of it, I didn't get treated so well, so it makes sense, right? Not being yourself. It feels much safer. The wall you put up when no one can look over, not even you, a wall so thick that nothing gets through, and you sit there wondering why it's so cold and numb, and then the light shines through the cracks in the wall, and she crawled through, horrified, screaming, but alive. Finally alive. And suddenly I felt like I could breathe again. Look, if you make it this far, I hope one day you feel the wind beneath you, the sun on your skin, and a weight off your shoulders. Because knowing who you are has lit a fire in me that burns very bright, something that I never thought was there, that I tried to cover up. So I hope you can feel the same way regardless. Obviously it won't be the same reason, the same issue, people are different. But whatever it is, I hope you find it. Before I go, I have to thank a few people. The first being Bella, who is a fellow COD commentary YouTuber who made a video very similar to this that hit me so hard it motivated me to finish this script that I had been sat on for a month. I'll link her video at the top of the description, so please watch it. Secondly, Corey, Taslow, James, thank you. You know why. My name has been Penny. In the next video I might sound a little different, but you know the drill. Pull over if you get tired. Call me back. Bye.